Moving on now, after Pakistan's High Commissioner to Delhi, Sohail Mehamood, has been called back to Islamabad for consultations over alleged mistreatment of Pakistani diplomats in India, well, New Delhi has called Pakistan's bluff, accusing Pakistan of ignoring India's complaints. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson called Pakistan's move to recall or to move back its High Commissioner as routine. Pakistan has complained that its officials and their families had been harassed in Delhi. Pakistan has alleged that its Deputy High Commissioner's car with children was chased and his driver was abused by unidentified men. India, however, said that its diplomats living in Pakistan are facing similar harassment. The official alleged that members of Pakistan's Inter-Services Intelligence or ISI have entered its residential compound in Islamabad last month.
He has been called back for consultations. Now, it is pretty normal for an ambassador, high commissioner in any country. For example, the resident ambassadors and high commissioner who are in India, they go back to their capital to hold consultations with the foreign office. So this is pretty normal and therefore and pretty routine also in nature. And we of course have no comments to offer as to why the Pakistani High Commissioner has gone. Our High Commission in Islamabad is facing a litany of issues which have not been resolved for several months. We raise these issues in good faith through diplomatic channels and not through the media. We have asked for immediate resolution of these issues faced by our High Commission in Islamabad so that the safety and security of the diplomatic mission and our diplomatic and consular officials is assured. We would like our mission to function normally without any obstruction or harassment in keeping with the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations.
I want to bring in India Today's executive editor Gaurav Sawant, who's been tracking the story. Gaurav, what is the next step now? Sohail Mehamood has gone back for, what India has called routine consultations. Pakistan says this is consultations based on harassment of its diplomats. India says India's own diplomats are being harassed in Pakistan as well. What is the way out of what appears to be a pretty ugly diplomatic spat between India and Pakistan?
An assurance from both sides that this will not happen. Now, India initially made a complaint about water and electricity supply to Indian staffers being stopped by the Pakistani government. That's point one. Forcibly, some Pakistani people entered the house of one staffer, went away with a laptop. That wasn't returned. That was another instance of harassment, and there were a series of instances of harassment. What perhaps appears to be happening now, the Pakistani complaint and the Pakistani High Commission also, leaked a kind of a mobile phone video of how one of their staffers, one of their diplomats, when he was on Rautularam Marg,
yes.
He was stopped. And there was intimidation. So this perhaps appears to be some kind of tit for tat. If Pakistan does it, it's not as if India will not respond. From what diplomats and seasoned diplomats tell India today, in the past, Pakistan would resort to these tactics and there would be no response. This time, because there is a response, that Pakistan appears rather nonplussed, and it's called its High Commissioner back for consultation. Perhaps the only way forward, like in the past, was an assurance from both sides that this will not happen again. Shiv, you'd recall a couple of decades ago, one of our diplomats was beaten up so badly in Pakistan that he had to be airlifted from Pakistan, and so much so that a very stern warning had to be given to Pakistan, and that's the only language unfortunately Pakistan understands. Unless they're paid back in the same coin, this continues.
And what is the current situation as far as our diplomats is concerned, Gaurav? Pretty disturbing. We all know that it's pretty standard for diplomats to be under constant surveillance and watch, etc. They are tailed pretty routinely in Pakistan as well. But cutting off electricity and water supply and physical intimidation, what is the current threat perception on them?
Very high. These are very recent instances, and as the spokesperson for the Ministry of External Affairs, Raveesh Kumar, was pointing out, that India does not talk through the media or leak out this information to the media, but takes it up at the diplomatic level, which is what India had done. Unfortunately, there was no response from Pakistan all along. All along, Pakistan hasn't responded to any of this. The physical intimidation, the threats, the break-ins, the stopping of water and electricity. And this is bizarre. It's virtually unheard of, except to Indian diplomats in Pakistan. The situation is so bad that Pakistan is no longer a family station for Indian diplomats. And just look how their families enjoy in India. India is a family station for Pakistani diplomats. So, it's very apparent who's treated how, where. It's just that this time Pakistan alleges that they are being intimidated, or that is what is happening to them. Perhaps a taste of their own medicine they're getting now.
A very ugly flashpoint between India and Pakistan. It's never really neat at any point of time, but this is particularly ugly. Gaurav, keep tracking that story. We'll keep coming back to you. Thanks very much for that update. We've got some breaking news coming in now.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.